What if I told you that doubling your business's customers, sales, and revenue could be as easy as making just a few quick tweaks to your social media strategy? Sounds crazy, right? But here's the thing, it's not just possible. It's actually happening right now. The rules of social media are changing faster than ever. What worked last year is already outdated, and sticking to old strategies could be costing you big time. If you don't adapt, you risk falling behind while others surge ahead. But if you're ready to embrace the future, the potential for growth here is massive, and it's really not that hard to do. That's why in this video, I'm gonna reveal 7 game-changing strategies that aren't just passing trends. These are proven tactics you can implement right now to grow your audience, increase engagement, and double your revenue. Whether you want to attract more customers or skyrocket your sales, these strategies will set you up for success in the fast-evolving social media landscape. So let's dive right in with strategy number 1, hyper-personalization with AI. Because today, marketing that doesn't feel personal is marketing that doesn't work. We've been heading in this direction for quite some time now, but I think it's finally safe to say definitively that generic marketing is dead. The era of one-size-fits-all content is over, and hyper-personalization is the key to standing out. In other words, for your marketing to succeed today and into the future, it needs to look and sound and feel like it's speaking directly to every single person, individually. Wait, so you're telling me I need to write 10,000 personalized emails by hand? I'm gonna need some more coffee and a new hand. Yes, that is one option, but new hands are expensive, so we're just gonna use AI for this. And that's the beauty of hyper-personalization. It's not about working harder, but working smarter. The fact is that your customers wanna feel like you actually understand them, like your content is speaking directly to their needs and their interests and their beliefs. And the game changer here that allows us to do this at scale is using AI-driven tools. Imagine this for a second. Instead of sending the same ad to everyone, you're able to show each customer a personalized message, one that feels like it was made just for them. And instead of blasting out a one-size-fits-all email to your email list, you're able to customize the call to action for each subscriber based on their individual needs and desires. Well, my friend, that's the power of AI. It's like having a conversation with each customer, not just talking at them. For example, I built out a system here in High Level, a system that you can have for free, by the way, but I'll tell you more about that at the end of the video. And this system automatically analyzes a customer's preferences, online behaviors, previous actions, and even their conversations, allowing you to craft personalized content directly to them at scale. Because it's not really you doing it. It's the AI. And this kind of thing is super powerful. I mean, think about seeing an ad for a product you just talked about with a friend. It doesn't feel random. It feels personal, like they can read your mind. Which they obviously can't, right? But that level of personalization is exactly why it works, and is why hyper-personalization is more than just a trend, it's the expectation. Consumers are bombarded with thousands of generic messages pretty much every single day, and only the ones that feel relevant are going to cut through the noise. The brands and businesses that thrive today and into the future are going to be those that leverage AI to make every interaction feel just a little more personal. Generic marketing is like throwing a dart blindfolded, hoping it hits the right spot. Whereas hyper-personalization is like using a heat-seeking rocket that locks into the exact target every time. So, now that you know how to personalize your messaging with AI, let's talk about where to deliver it. Because today, and as this trend continues well into the future, your audience's attention span is shorter than ever. Now, ever-decreasing attention spans is probably bad for us as humans, but for us as marketers, there's one format that's perfect for capitalizing on this: short-form video. Attention spans are shrinking, and even today we're seeing this trend not just continue but actively grow as short-form video continues to dominate the social media landscape. Platforms like Snapchat and TikTok and Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts have skyrocketed in popularity for one simple reason: they get to the point and they do it fast. If you're not grabbing attention in the first few seconds, you're essentially losing it. So you're saying my 2-hour deep dive into the history of paperclips isn't gonna fly? Only if you can do it in 15 seconds. Let me tell you about paperclips. All right. Time's up. Wow, that was fast. Here's the deal. Short-form video is where your audience lives now. People want quick, digestible content that they can scroll through in seconds. Now, this does not mean that there isn't still a place for long-form videos and epic multi-thousand-word blog posts or podcast episodes that range from 1 to 2 hours. Those are still great and important, but they're just one piece of the puzzle. And the fact is that longer pieces of content rarely serve as a good introduction to a brand or business anyway. After all, it's kind of like meeting someone for the first time and then asking them to sit down to watch a 2-hour documentary on the history of paperclips. People are really into paperclips, man. Right. Think about this. The average person spends over 3 hours per day on their phone, and much of that time is spent watching short-form videos. Bite-sized pieces of content that deliver value, entertainment, or information, and do it lightning fast. For a good example here, look at brands like Nike or Duolingo. Nike uses quick, impactful clips that tap into emotions, whether it's an athlete success story or a motivational message. Duolingo, on the other hand, uses humor and relatable content in 15-second videos to engage users on TikTok. Now, both brands are killing it with content that's short, punchy, and scroll-stopping. The algorithms of platforms like Snapchat and TikTok and Instagram and YouTube reward content that keeps people engaged for longer. That means short-form videos can get your message in front of way more people without needing to spend a fortune on ads. The key, though, is to grab attention quickly and leave your audience wanting more. And while short-form video is perfect for grabbing attention, it's not always enough to keep your audience coming back for more. So that's where community building through private groups comes in. So let's talk about how to create deeper, more lasting connections with your audience now in strategy number 3. As public posts continue to get lost in the shuffle of endless feeds, social media platforms are shifting their focus. Private groups are a way to foster deeper connections with your audience. Public posts may get you initial visibility, but it's in these private spaces like private Facebook groups or LinkedIn communities or even Discord servers where true engagement actually happens. And here's why. People crave belonging. A public post might reach thousands, but a private group makes people feel like they're part of something exclusive. And when people feel connected, they're more likely to stick around, engage with your content, and even advocate for your brand. Take Peloton, for example. Their Facebook community is more than just a place to talk about fitness or where customers share stories and support each other and feel like they're actually part of a movement. This kind of loyalty does not happen overnight, but it does pay off big time, and customers in these private groups are not only more likely to stick around, but also to promote your brand because they feel like they're part of something bigger, something more meaningful. This is the reason we have a private group for our community of our affiliates as well, so we can provide better support and better resources for people who are serious about making better marketing. Anyway, you can get access to that for free as well, but again, I'll fill you in more at the end of the video. For now, what's important to understand is that as social media platforms continue to prioritize personal connections over public content, brands that focus on building strong and tight-knit communities are going to thrive. It's no longer just about trying to reach everyone. It's about creating a loyal audience that actively engages with your brand. And the best part? Well, these private groups are fertile ground for customer insights and feedback and any kind of content ideas that you can use to further enhance your overall marketing strategy. Basically, building a strong community is a pretty good idea. But the next question then is, how do you keep people engaged, both inside and outside the group? Well, that's where interactive content comes in and is the next strategy that we're going to dive into. Talk about how polls and quizzes and live Q&A sessions can take your engagements to the next level. Static posts are fine, but interactive content is what will set you apart. People don't just want to consume, they want to participate. Whether it's through polls or quizzes or live Q&A sessions, interactive content allows your audience to engage with you and your brand in a deeper and more meaningful way. And the more they engaged, the more they feel connected to you. Think of static posts like billboards, where viewers glance at them and then they move on. Interactive content, on the other hand, is like having a conversation. It invites your audience to stop and think and engage directly with your business. This is one of the biggest reasons that I still go live on YouTube most weeks, just like I've been doing for years now. It gives me a powerful platform to connect with like-minded business owners and entrepreneurs and marketers, and to share some of the knowledge and the expertise and the experience that I've got with the community. Here's the thing. Engagement breeds loyalty. When people are actively involved, they're more likely to stick around and keep coming back. This kind of thing turns passive viewers into active participants, which boosts your content's reach and visibility even further. A good example here is to look at how brands like BuzzFeed have pretty much mastered interactive content. Their quizzes are shared millions of times because they're fun and engaging and personal. But it's not just for big brands. Small businesses can use Instagram Stories polls and Facebook Q&A sessions or even LinkedIn quizzes to create an ongoing conversation with their audience. Interactive content at this point isn't a trend. It's a way to build meaningful relationships with your audience, and it helps you learn what they actually care about and gather real-time feedback and show that your brand actually listens. The best part? These features are already built into most platforms, so it's a low-cost but high-reward method of making your audience feel valued and giving them a reason to keep engaging with you. Okay, so now that we've talked about how to boost engagement with interactive content, let's explore another powerful tool, micro and nano influencers. Because as the marketing landscape keeps evolving, these smaller influencers will continue to drive bigger and bigger results for brands and businesses from all over the world. So let me show you how to make the most of them now. Influencer marketing is shifting, and it's not about collaborating with celebrities anymore. The real impact is coming from micro and nano influencers. These are people with smaller, more niche followings, often anywhere from 5,000 to 50,000 followers, but their audiences are highly engaged. They're seen as more authentic and more relatable, which means that their recommendations carry more weight. Think of micro and nano influencers as local tour guides. Sure, they might have a smaller audience, but they know their community and their local area intimately, so their advice just comes with a lot more authority. The key is that trust is everything here. People are already skeptical of overly polished, big-name influencers who feel and look more like celebrities than actual real people. But micro and nano influencers, well, they're seen as your friend who you genuinely trust. So their followers listen to their recommendations because it feels like advice from someone that they know personally. Brands like Glossier have used this strategy to perfection. Instead of focusing on mega influencers, they collaborate with thousands of these micro and nano influencers who genuinely use and love their products. The result is their audience feels more connected and they generate higher engagement rates than they would with some bigger influencer campaigns. This is a game changer for small and mid-sized businesses. Collaborating with micro or nano influencers is way more affordable and often yields better engagement than working with influencers who have millions of followers. You can focus on building relationships with influencers who truly align with your brand, and the authenticity of these partnerships is what really drives results. And this strategy is really easy to start implementing. So if you're interested in trying it out, well, you can start by just identifying a few key influencers in your niche who seem to have highly engaged followers. Then just reach out and offer to collaborate with them. But bit of a warning here, make sure that it feels authentic and like it's a really good match. Otherwise, it's not going to work, even if they do agree to shout you out. Okay, so now that we've explored how influencers can build trust and credibility, let's talk about another way to keep that conversation going. Social listening, or as I like to call it, digital eavesdropping. So let's dive into strategy number 6 now, and I'll show you how you can stay connected with your audience by truly understanding what they're talking about online. Here's one of the biggest mistakes that brands and businesses are making today. They're only talking. Soon, it's not going to be enough to simply broadcast your message. You need to listen too. Social listening is the practice of monitoring conversations around your brand, your business, your industry, and your audience in order to truly understand what they care about. And this practice is becoming more important than ever. Now, there are a ton of different tools out there, but a nice, easy, and free place to start with social listening is good old-fashioned Google Alerts. This tool allows you to set up an alert anytime your brand or business is mentioned online, which allows you to track what people are saying about your brand in real time. For example, are they happy with your business? What problems are they facing? What do they want to see more of or less of? Social listening lets you jump into conversations that matter and, most importantly, respond in a way that makes your audience feel heard. The real power of social listening, though, isn't just about monitoring your reputation, it's about building relationships. See, brands that listen and then engage directly with their audience build trust and loyalty and long-term connections. Customers today expect brands to respond quickly and personally. The brands that thrive are the ones who make their audience feel like they're actually part of the conversation and not just another target for their ads. This is one of the reasons that I personally read and responded to every single comment on my YouTube videos for the first 5 and maybe even 7 years. It's a powerful way to show people that you're actually listening, and you actually care. And speaking of conversations and showing that you care, there's one more powerful strategy that you can use to amplify your brand on social media: user-generated content, or UGC for short. So let's dive into how your customers can create content that promotes your brand for you in strategy number 7. This trend has been growing for years, and soon the power will fully shift away from brands and towards customers, with the most trusted content not coming from the businesses, but from the actual consumers of those businesses. And this is where user-generated content, also known as UGC, comes into play, as UGC is when your audience creates content for you, whether it's reviews or photos or videos or testimonials. And here's the best part: UGC is powerful because it's real. People trust other people more than they trust brands. Shocking. I know, but just think about it for a second. When a potential customer sees someone that's just like them, using and loving your product or service or business, feels authentic, feels real, and it's social proof. And in a world where consumers are becoming increasingly skeptical of overly polished ads, UGC cuts through the noise. For good examples, but big business examples, brands like GoPro and Starbucks have built massive campaigns around UGC. GoPro features content from their customers doing some pretty crazy and incredible things sometimes, but using their cameras, while Starbucks Starbucks frequently shares photos from fans enjoying their favorite drinks. Basically, it's free advertising that builds trust, credibility, and a sense of community. UGC also gives your brand a constant flow of authentic and relatable content without the high production costs. Not only amplifies your reach, but also builds trust with your audience at the same time. Customers today want to see real people using your stuff, not just professional models in sleek ads. So encouraging UGC makes your audience feel more connected and involved in your brand, which leads to higher engagement and better loyalty, even more conversions. And it works just as well whether you're selling B2B, business to business, or B2C, business to consumer, whether you're selling shoes or software. Pretty much always works. Now, if you're serious about applying these strategies without the stress of figuring it all out on your own, I've got something for you. Over the years, I've built a number of complete marketing systems that make all of this super easy. And the best part? I'm more than happy to give them all to you for free. I've put a link down in the descriptions below this video that's going to get you access to templates and email campaigns and all the high-level tools that I use to automate and personalize and optimize all of my marketing efforts and campaigns. Not to mention access to a one-on-one Zoom call where we'll set everything up for you. And there's daily coaching calls to help answer any questions you have. And there's a ton more valuable and yes, completely free resources that you can get access to right now. And all you got to do is just click the link down in the descriptions below to get started with an extended free trial of High Level and unlock all of my systems and strategies and training. It's everything you need to fast track your success without wasting time or resources. So feel free to do that now or don't. I mean, this is totally up to you here. And I'll also link up another video right here that's going to give you even more strategies to help you grow your business. So lots of good stuff for you here today. All right, talk to you soon.